another edition of So What Success Stories. And that is the stories of people who have achieved success despite any obstacles or challenges they might face in their life. And today I am really excited to be talking to my longtime friend, my soror, my big sister, Almetria Turner. Almetria is a lifestyle and wellness coach. I had to look at my cheat sheet because she has a lot of titles, but she's a lifestyle and wellness coach, and she's a speaker and so much more. So Almetria, tell us a little bit about yourself and what some of those other titles are, because you have done a lot, lady.
Well, thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much, Summer, for inviting me onto your show.
Thank you.
But as far as myself, I'm Almetria Turner. I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee. I was raised in Orange Mound, went to Hanley Elementary School. Then I matriculated at White Station High School as well as the University of Memphis. I have a bachelor's and master's degree in journalism with emphasis in advertising and public relations. As you stated before, I am a lifestyle and wellness coach, and I have several certifications, just really all about holistic health and wellness, from indoor cycling to Pilates and bar, group exercise, body pump, personal training. I'm a RRCA as well as a United States track and field certified running coach as well as a race director. Got my registered yoga teacher certification, and I'm currently working on more certifications in yoga sculpt, kids yoga. I'm studying to become a doula because of the Black maternal mortality rates are very, very high across the United States, as well as in Memphis. And what else am I doing? There's so many things in which I'm involved in. Just the pandemic, really opened up doors for me to sit down and really, I guess, market myself better in the holistic industry, because I really do want to help people, mind, body, and spirit. So from yoga to running to group X cardio, even with seniors, I do, as far as cardio and strength training with them, because they're so wise. And I want to keep them as far as just moving, not losing their independence, as far as with functional fitness. And, it's like I'm really about, just helping people just heal from the inside out.
I think that's amazing, Almetria. I don't know if the other people watching this are as tired as I am just listening to it. And she she made it sound so quick and simple and so easy. But all these certifications, we definitely follow each other in social media, and it seems like every other day she has a new certification, a new degree, a new something. She is definitely a lifelong learner and somebody always striving to know more, do more. And to be a better person to help other people. And I think that's beautiful and amazing, Almetria. I really, really do. And once you tell the rest of this story, it's even more amazing that this is the path that you've chosen. And I love it. I love it. I love it. So in this program, I have what's called the So What Success System. And that's learning how to overcome obstacles, eliminate excuses, calculate choices. And when you do those three things, I believe anyone can achieve so what success, and that's success in spite of any obstacles you face. And Almetria, you definitely are a so what woman, and you have used the so what success system with or without knowing it, and you have really done some amazing things. So let's get right into it. So my first question is about overcoming obstacles. So when I met you, which was my junior year of high school.
You're in high school.
My junior year of high school, when I came to the University of Memphis with Shanitra and Belisi and some other of my friends, Destiny, Shannon, to see you all cross my soror. That's when I met you. And you were a totally different woman than you are today. Totally different woman than you are. You were an amazing woman, but you were a different woman. So I know that's one obstacle that you've had to overcome. I would love for you to talk about that and any other obstacles that you've had to overcome and how you overcame those obstacles.
Well, when you came to visit us, like I said, we were crossing. I think we had our probate show. At that particular time, I was probably like 250 pounds. And after I graduated from college, and life had just changed so dramatically for me, I had gotten up to honestly 350 pounds. And so I had developed diabetes by that time. I already had hypertension, and I just found myself in a very, very dark place. And I didn't know how to come up out of that hole, I guess you can say. I was in denial for a year or so because I'm like, how could I do this to myself? How did I develop, 2 chronic illnesses? And then I said, well, how could you not? For one, you're sedentary. For two, you're eating anything that you wanted to. And then, for three, you didn't care about life anymore. And it wasn't until I developed the diabetes. And that summer of 2010, I had to visit 4 different specialists. I had to see a cardiologist because they saw a little fluid around my heart. I saw a pulmonary specialist because they thought I had sleep apnea possibly, and with me being so overweight. I saw an endocrinologist because they saw what they thought was a tumor on my adrenal gland, but come to find out, it was a fatty tissue. I was so overweight, the fat in my body was attaching itself to the organs in my body. So luckily, as far as with those particular specialists, nothing was wrong. But the aha moment came when I had to see the endocrinologist. I had to get an MRI done. And it literally took about 4 hours for me to get it done because I chose to do a closed MRI, which would get better images. And I thought I was going to get stuck because of my size. I was extremely claustrophobic, and it took them 7 times to find my veins, and it was just a traumatic experience for me because I was currently on metformin, which is like an oral medication for diabetes. I was taking a beta blocker for my hypertension, but luckily I hadn't gotten to the point of insulin. But that particular weekend, I had to drink barium in order for them to get the scan in their MRI, and it was going to affect my metformin as far as my medicine. So I couldn't take my oral medication. I had to give myself shots. So that was the aha moment. It's like I was already sticking myself in the finger, checking my blood sugar. Could you go throughout life also having to give yourself insulin? Could you also possibly, get, kidney disease or having to go through dialysis, blindness, amputations, hair loss? There were so many complications that come with, diabetes. At the age of 36, did I want to go throughout the rest of my life like that? My grandmother had diabetes, her mother had diabetes, her sister did. It skipped over my mom and my sister. So I guess I was the lucky one to get it. I'm lucky because I said it was a gift and a curse for the simple fact that it was like I said, the aha moment for me. It's like, you have to do something about this because you have so much more life to live than to having to be on all this medication. And I'm so independent that I could not see myself being taken care of by other people because I failed to do so myself. So that's when I decided to overcome that particular obstacle of 350 pounds. And I gave myself a goal to be fit by 40. And so just through determination, a whole lot of prayer, some crying, some movement, and learning how to actually eat better from rather than the soul food in which I was eating, I was able to lose 177 pounds naturally in 4 years, and I was able to do my first half marathon before my birthday.
Now, that just makes me want, and I know the story. I need to know all those details, but just the last sentences you said, it's amazing. It is amazing because I'm the person who wants to lose 10 pounds, and it seems like I can't even lose 10. And you did what you've done, and you've done it naturally. It is absolutely amazing, Almetria. And you said, yes, it was a gift and a curse, and I can see definitely why it was a gift and a curse to you, but it was definitely a gift to the world, though, for you to experience that and to show people what can be done. Um, and eliminating all excuses to make it happen. And so that's the next part of the SOA success system, is learning how to eliminate excuses. And so what excuses did you have to eliminate? Because you definitely did, and I'm sure you do every day. You do every day because I follow you and I know a lot of what you're doing as far as what you share publicly of how you continue to push yourself and make so many amazing things happen for yourself so that you can better serve other people. So talk about some of the excuses you had to eliminate to get to where you are.
Well, being an anagram of a 1 and an 8, as well as a 4, I'm a perfectionist. I'm an individualist, a challenger, and an achiever. And so with those titles, you don't give yourself excuses at all whatsoever. Some of the excuses that I had was at that particular time, I couldn't afford a gym membership. So you know what I did? I watched YouTube videos. I went to parks. I used, like canned goods and some of the furniture around my house to actually do exercises with, as well as, body weight. As far as accountability, I reached out to family and friends to help me in my journey as far as, hey, go walking with me, do this with me. Of course, we all know how hard change is. And just because you're ready to change doesn't mean that other people are ready to change. So if I allowed people to sit there, it's like, hey, I can't do it with you. I don't want to do it with you. I would still be in the same place in which I would be. And so I had to sit there and dig deep and find my own self-determination without the accountability of others. So as far as me not knowing how to eat, I had to do all the research because I was brought up on soul food. I was brought up on the ham hocks and the, candy yams and, the half pound of sugar and Kool-Aid. Like I couldn't afford a nutritionist. So I had to sit there and do my own research as far as how can I eliminate, the white foods out of my diet? What works best for people that have hypertension or diabetes? So it's like I had to put the work in and, like I say, eliminate the excuses. I now allow people to hold me back. I didn't allow the lack of money to hold me back. I didn't allow, as far as even the self-doubt within me, that I could even do it, to hold me back. So it's like I gave myself no excuses. And with you being a soror of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, the excuses are tools of incompetence used to build monuments of nothingness, and those who use them seldom amount to anything. And I was determined to be anything. And so I was determined to overcome this particular obstacle and eliminate any type of excuse.
I think that's amazing because you talked about getting rid of any financial excuses, accountability excuses, but then even knowledge excuses. You got rid of all of those things, and those, any one of those alone is enough for somebody to say, I'm not going to do it, or I can't do it. Even if it was the 10 pounds that I'm talking about, I've seen it and I've made those excuses. Yeah, I've seen it and I made those excuses myself. I can be honest with you about that. And that's why it's amazing though that God gave you that, hey girl, you better wake up moment. But not only did you wake up, you're waking a lot of people up. And like I said, I follow you on social media, and it's been amazing to me for you to go from being somebody who I met in the 11th grade in the physical condition that you were in to now being a runner and a nutritionist yourself, a chef yourself, and doing some amazing things with this knowledge that you now have. And it takes me back to the time when, was it Black Girls Run, when I was in the runners group with you? And she was like, come on, Summer, let's run to the pole. And I'm like, and I'm like, get it. I was mad a little bit at myself, but I was so proud too, looking at you run on without me.
Nah, come on now. I didn't leave you.
You ran with me, but you like, come on, Summer, come on. But it was amazing to me. It was amazing to me. And you've been an inspiration to me prior to that, but especially after that. And it's just been amazing to see what you've done, how you took control of your life. And so that's what I want people to get when they see this, even if their weight or their diet is not their challenge. You took control of your life and you've turned it into such of a positive thing. And so let's talk now about the third element of it, which is calculating choices. And so I would love for you to talk about the choices that you had to calculate to get to where you are today. And while you're talking about it, please share what you've done and what you've created with Fit and Finally Free, because that's powerful. And even saying that, in the freedom that you gain and that I see in you, but the choices that you calculated and how it got to where you are and some of the amazing opportunities you've had since then.
Well, the first choice, and I think is the most important choice, was, did I want to live or did I want to die?
That's powerful.
That was the first choice in which I made as far as wanting to change my lifestyle, because I was headed towards death. I didn't think I would probably even live to 40 for the simple fact that I was, like I said, heading down the road of I was already morbidly obese because, according to doctor standards, being 350 pounds, over 50% body fat, you're morbidly obese. Like I said, I had 2 chronic illnesses, and so I knew, as far as just dealing with that the possibilities was even higher, because even with medication, if you continue to remain sedentary or not eat right and just pop pills or take shots, it's not helping. It's not helping the situation. So that was the first and foremost calculated choice in which I had to make was, did I want to live or did I want to die? And I wanted to live. And so I chose, as far as food is sustenance. It's not anything that should be, for celebrations or, or for comfort. We tend to be emotional eaters. And so I had to look at it like, this is supposed to, sustain my body. It's supposed to fuel my body. It's not to celebrate it. Like I said, it's not to make it feel better. It serves a purpose. So that was the first calculated risk. The second was, do I become an entrepreneur and start this business? Because this was a very, very, very personal journey for me. Honestly, it was an embarrassing journey. I didn't document anything because as I was going through the process, for the simple fact that, for one, how many weight loss stories have we heard before? What made me any different than anybody else that wanted to even possibly hear my story? But it wasn't until I think we had a conversation over lunch, as well as another friend of mine, Amiga Motley. I had joined one of her Bible study groups, and we talked about, it's like starting this business, starting a blog, and telling people, as far as how I overcame these obstacles. And I had a Facebook memory to pop up. It was like from years ago, and my hashtag was fit and free. And so I'm like, okay, but it wasn't until I got to this point in my life, I created this business and started as Fit and Finally Free. And so it was already set in motion. God already had the plan. I just had to sit there and be obedient to it. And he said, how dare you sit there and not tell the world about what I did for you, how you've lost this weight, how you overcame diabetes and hypertension, because I have not taken medicine in over 7 years. I'm sorry, I'm not crying because
you're gonna make me cry, because this is real and it's powerful.
It is real. And so how dare you not tell people, because there's so many other people that's going through what you have gone through, and they know if you sit there and speak up, if you have a voice, they can overcome it too. And so I sat down, it was December of 2014, and I got myself together and I launched my blog on January 1st of 2015. And doors have been opening ever since. He said, I was waiting on you. And so with obedience comes sacrifice, and blessings comes with obedience. I'm so glad that I was obedient to the Spirit. And now, like I said, I've helped so many people. I've been, like I said, on national platforms, and my pain has become my purpose, and my purpose has now become my platform. And I'm so thankful that I was obedient to His Spirit, that I'm able to share with other people how they can overcome any and everything they want to do in life, because faith without works is dead. So you have to have faith, but you also have to put in the work.
You have to put in the work. And just the very reason why we're talking is I do not have your story, but I have the same story, in that my pain has become my purpose and my purpose has become my platform. And I thank God that it was a story that I would not have chosen for myself, but it was my story, just like yours. It was your story. Mm-hmm. And we can choose to do something with it to help other people. And you've made that choice, and I've made that choice too. And I'm honored and excited about it. But yeah, I'm so honored that I'm honored on, that's not the right word. It's like even too light of a word. It's I know that you have changed lives. And so even for somebody like me, who all of us have obstacles, different obstacles, and my weight has not been mine. That's not my challenge. But you inspire me. And I'm somebody who it's pretty motivational and pretty motivated myself. So for somebody to inspire me, it really means a lot to me, because I just love it when people can show people what's possible. And you talk about how how many weight loss stories are there out there. Yeah, there are a ton. But one thing that we know and you've seen now is, just because somebody shares their story doesn't mean that your story is not the one that they need to hear. Not the one that yours is the one that they need to see, or yours in addition to someone else's is the one that they need to see. And so even seeing yours, I'm just like, I need to do better myself. Again, weight is not my main thing, but it makes me, I need to be healthier too. I look at the food that you prepare and I'm like, how does she, I'm like, that looks so good.
The weight is so subjective because I had to lose the physical weight, also had to lose the emotional, the spiritual, the mental weight. So we all carry some type of weight
That's
upon us.
powerful too, Almetria. That's deep and that's real. And that is so real. And yeah, and that goes right back to, you just said fit and finally free. It's not just about your body, your physical body. It definitely is. So you've done that. And I'm just so, like I said, I'm so glad that you implemented the So What Success system yourself, overcoming obstacles, eliminating excuses, and calculating choices. And you've been a blessing to the world because of it. And I pray prosperity over you and your business and your journey and all that you do too. And I also know, just from my own situation, how hard it is. And a lot of people don't realize how hard it is to put yourself out there, when it's such a personal part of you. It's you, your brand, just like mine, is you. And that leaves you open to all kind of feedback, all kind of unwanted criticism. And it's sometimes unfair. And I applaud you though for having the bravery to do it anyway, to constantly do it anyway.
Well, I appreciate it because we all have our crosses to carry. And I knew by putting myself out there that what I call the 2 P's, I have to take the praises just as well as I take the punches. Because that's how I treat successes as well as setbacks. I learn from both and I keep moving on, because you can't stay in either place.
Neither one.
Because stagnation, sit there and leaves you, like I said, feeling stuck. You have to keep moving.
You have to keep moving. And that's been a consistent theme in my life too, is keep moving. It's keep moving. And I'm usually really, really bubbly and upbeat, but this is a good thing though, because it's so good and it's just so powerful. And I can't wait for all the lives and the people who will be impacted. You already have a ton of people who know who you are and have been following your journey. And I just want more and more people to know and to see what is possible when you make a decision. I just want people to see what is possible when you make a decision for your life. And you did that. So, and you were successful at doing it. So we're talking about so what success and success over obstacles. You were successful at doing something that I don't know what the statistics are, but I would guess that most people can't do or have not done or have not been able to successfully do. And that's losing that physical weight so much and naturally. And you did that. So what success? And not only that, so many other successes in your life, because losing weight did not define who you are. It's a part of your journey. And you've had so much other success in your life, in spite of other challenges. And I just applaud you for every bit of it. So I just have 2 more questions. So one, success. How do you define it? What does it mean to you? What is it actually for you?
Success to me is just becoming a better person than you was the day before. Because each morning I choose to wake up and find gratefulness in each day, because it's always waiting for us. It's a matter of us choosing to find it as opposed to looking for something else. And so, comparison is the thief of joy. And so once we compare ourselves to what other people are doing, as far as the highlight reels they showing on social media, what you feel as if, they got something before I did, but you don't know the story behind their glory. You don't know if they got it 2 days from now, or they had to work 20 years ago in order to get to the place in which they are now. So it's like, I can't compare myself to anybody else. I can't compare my success to anybody else. I define who I am. I define as far as what's successful to me, and not let society validate who I am, or to know what success is in their eyes. So me being a better person than I was the day before, makes me successful, because like I said, I choose to keep moving forward. I choose to find gratefulness in every day. I try to find something good about myself, because oftentimes we as women, and just people in general, we feel as if we're not good enough, but that's only because we're comparing.
Comparing because of the comparison. I love it. I think that's a great definition of success. Now, this is the last question for you. Because you're obviously a wise woman, a very educated woman. What advice would you give to someone who wants to be successful, however they define it? And this could be a college student. It could be a young person trying to figure out how to be an entrepreneur. It could be a young professional or somebody well into their career. What advice would you give them so that they can be successful too?
For one, create yourself some daily affirmations, starting with I am. I am successful. I am good enough. I am an overcomer. It's like, start with I am, because life and death is in the power of the tongue. You have to speak life over yourself. So whatever, a man thinks, so is he. So if you think that you're not going to make it, if you think you're not going to achieve, you're putting it out into the atmosphere. So if you put those daily affirmations out, as far as you speak it, as well as write the vision, make it plain, and continuously look over those things. Sometimes you have to define and refine your goals, because even though you might write it down and you did not check it off, well, what do I need to do in order to sit there and hit it? But like I said, don't write yourself off. Just redefine what it is that you need to do. So like I said, daily affirmations.
I think that's great. No, that's good. Daily affirmations, and I think of that all the time too. And I've spoken about it as well, is that the big success comes from the small steps, right? Mm-hmm. The daily small steps. And I'm looking at you and thinking of you, and literally thinking of the physical steps that you had to take every day for your major accomplishment. That one of your major accomplishments, the daily things that you have done, and the daily things that you do. And I'm sure you've put that daily affirmations into practice. So I think that's great advice. I think that is great advice. Almetria, thank you for your time. Thank you for encouraging and inspiring me and so many others. And just thank you for being one of the best examples I know of what's possible when you put in the work, when you have the faith, when you believe in yourself and you put in the work. I appreciate you and I love you.
I love you more, girlfriend.
Thanks.